to the Jake Asman Show. Time now for some quick hits.
You gotta move quickly.
There's no time.
Move fast there, come on! And here we go on a Tuesday installment of America's favorite sports talk radio segment. It is time for quick hits right here on the Jake Asman Show. A lot to get into here in quick hits, and we start things off by talking about a big series out in LA. It was the Dodgers and the Giants last night. Dodgers win the game 3-2. Max Muncy hit his 16th home run. Mookie Betts led the game off with a bomb to put the Dodgers up, and Trevor Bauer pitched well. Look, 3-2. Bauer did what he had to do, and Ronn, your Dodgers playing well here. Big series against the Giants. How you feeling?
I mean, it still boggles my mind that this is the MLB's best team, according to record.
Based on record, the San Francisco Giants at 50-28 are indeed the best team.
So, yeah, we need to take it to them.
But the Dodgers have won now 4 straight.
Yep.
Including last night. So now they're just 2.5 games
And they're going to
back.
win a bunch right now until they face off against the Padres again.
I guess so, right?
That's my fear.
What did you think of your guy, Trevor Bauer? He pitched well last night.
I liked it. I mean, he got some gifts of calls, which I know you're going to bring up the umpire in a second because Angel Hernandez was behind the mound.
Oh, yes, he was.
Or home plate umping. And, I mean, he got some favorable calls.
6 innings.
The strike zone seems to move a lot when Angel Hernandez is calling games. So
6 innings, 2 earned runs. You'll take that.
Yep.
And look, Dodgers won the game. Kenley Jansen's been very good this year. Got the save.
Kind of need that to be consistent all year. Maybe make this your last swan song, Kenley.
Is he a free agent?
I don't know if he's a free agent. I just know that we've had a lot of issues over the last couple of years. So if he can just be consistent for the rest of this year and just bring it home for us, then that'd be great.
All right. Well, the Dodgers do win, but you mentioned Angel Hernandez. That's where we're going. How about this? Trevor Bauer at the podium last night.
Any other questions for Trevor? Thanks, Trevor.
Yeah. Surprised no one asked about Angel Hernandez.
And that's how he ended his press conference. No one asked him about the strike zone for Angel Hernandez, which was horrendous. Anytime you see Angel Hernandez's name trend on Twitter, you don't even have to wonder why. You already know. You know that he is doing a bad job at what he is supposed to do as the home plate umpire, which is call balls and strikes. And I've been criticized by a former umpire who listens to this show for apparently unfairly attacking Angel Hernandez, which I couldn't further disagree with. It is not personal, but Angel Hernandez is year after year graded out as one of the worst umpires at calling balls or strikes in Major League Baseball.
If not the worst.
If not the worst. All the players openly talk about it. You just heard Trevor Bauer talk about it. Managers have talked about it. Fans talk about it. Yet there's never any repercussions. How does Angel Hernandez continue to get games when we all can recognize by just watching that he's not very good at calling balls or strikes?
Like now, when we're talking like can't call balls or strikes, fortunately for my Dodgers, Trevor Bauer, Buster Posey got punched out on a ball
that was in the other batter's box. Yeah,
that was at least a good 4.5, maybe 5 inches outside the strike zone. And I mean, listen, who's catching? I think Lux might have been. I can't remember who was catching last night. Didn't even do a good job of framing it. I mean, it was just like his arm was extended over there. Like you see a lot of catchers, they know it's outside, bring it back in real quick.
There's no repercussions for him being bad.
Yeah.
That's what frustrates me the most.
But Angel Hernandez did do a first that Trevor was the recipient of, and that was the first hand check in Major League Baseball.
Yes, I did see that.
I don't know if I'm not really sure what that was about.
Here's what I could tell you: the Major League Baseball Umpires Association must have the greatest union in the world. Because it makes no sense how Hernandez continues to get games.
It doesn't.
And also, this is the same guy that sued Major League Baseball for what he felt was discrimination because they didn't give him any World Series games, if I remember that correctly.
Something along those lines,
the lawsuit was thrown out because it's ridiculous. The reason why he wasn't getting World Series games is because he's not good at his job. Yet he still has a job and probably makes a great living. So he should love the fact that he still has his job. Imagine being awful at your job routinely. Everyone's aware of it, and you still get to keep your job.
Or is it kind of like Milton from Office Space, where he just he just gets overlooked all the time? Every time it comes up, they forgot that they let him go a long time ago, but he's still collecting a paycheck.
Yeah, he's just showing up.
And they're still, his name is just on the assignment rotation, and they're like, I thought we got rid of him. Oh, we'll just let him do this game. It's amazing.
I mean, a great tweet here from Andrew Baggerly. He tweets, "Not once have I ever stopped to wonder, gosh, I wonder why Angel Hernandez is a trending topic." It's just
true.
It's become such a joke.
It's never, what's funny? I mean, umpires will never trend for making a good call or, doing something responsible and accurate. But I mean, that's something that Angel Hernandez will never have.
You should never be known by the common sports fan if you're an umpire or an official.
Unless, you're celebrated like Joe West was celebrated for breaking the all-time record. I mean, Joe West has made a name for himself in other areas as being an umpire.
Or Ed Hockley because he was jacked with football.
Right. Yeah.
Ken Maurer had slick back hair. But for the most part, you should never be known as an umpire unless you're bad at your job.
It's funny you say that because we all have our Ed Hockley impression of first down, right? I mean, just completely flexing as much as possible and maybe pointing to the bicep. It's bad. I don't know how else to say it. Not all umpires are bad. I respect the job they do. Being an official in any sport is incredibly difficult. Especially nowadays with instant replay.
Absolutely. I'm not ripping all umpires. But when this is no different than when you criticize a coach or a player. It is not personal. It's never personal on this show. This is strictly his job. He has a job and he doesn't do it well. It's my responsibility to talk about it.
Now, here's the issue, right? Angel Hernandez would be massacred back in the 50s before they had the technology that we have today. He would be massacred. Every single day you'd see his name in the paper for making horrific calls. He would be known. He'd probably be the only known umpire, umping a game in the 50s or the early 60s. That's how bad of an umpire he is. He transcends technology.
Watching him rub Trevor Bauer's hand last night was just bizarre.
No, it was very romantic. It was very sweet.
He took pitcher checks to a new level. Anyhow, we've done too much on Angel Hernandez.
Throw Titanic music on in the background.
Moving on to some Major League Baseball that happened on the field, and not related to umpires. Kyle Schwarber is officially Babe Ruth.
First inning, 2-run homer, and a swing and a drive, deep right center field, way back, going, it is gone, goodbye! Bang, zoom goes Kyle Schwarber on a 3-1 pitch with home run number 24.
Yeah, he's pretty good, that Schwarber. How about this? 2 home runs last night against the Mets. Nationals beat the Mets 8-4. He's now the first player in Major League Baseball history with 15 home runs in a 17-day span. He's better than Babe Ruth right now.
Well, I heard you with Babe Ruth and not with the current record holder or former record holder, because I think Schwarber now has it, but the former was Barry Bonds.
He's going full Barry Bonds in 2001?
Yeah. Maybe people are drawing comparisons, but I don't know if he'll hit 73. But
I doubt he will.
But I mean, if he keeps up this pace, why should we think anything different?
I mean, he's carrying the Nationals.
I thought he would have tapered off by now.
The Nationals are within 3 games of first place. There was a lot of talk a couple weeks back. Oh, are they going to sell? Scherzer going to be the big move at the deadline for a team to acquire. And now you can't trade Max Scherzer when he's pitching this well.
And got the umps wrapped around his finger.
You can't. You can't trade that guy when he's doing this. No way. But yeah, Schwarber just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You're gonna start walking him.
To the Stanley Cup we go. Game 1 went to the Lightning.
Now to a minute 15 remaining and 35 seconds on the Edmondson minor. Shot, score! Stamkos, 5-1, Tampa Bay.
The captain, Steven Stamkos, wrapped up the scoring. Tampa beat the Canadiens in Game 1 in Tampa, 5-1. And look, Tampa looked like the team I thought they'd look against the Canadiens. It's one game, but, when you're not playing the Islanders and what they do defensively, all of a sudden, all those guys start scoring. They put up 5 goals. they go out there and they get the Kucherov line going. They go out there and they get Stamkos going. Braden Point is involved. Eric Chernak, opens up the scoring. I mean, come on. They're loaded. I know the Canadians have, Carey Price, but as good as Carey Price is, and he made some spectacular saves last night, I just think Tampa has too much firepower, and that's why I picked them to win at 5.
Yeah, sad to say, Canada, I don't think you're getting the Stanley Cup.
This was Nikita Kucherov on the Lightning's game plan going into the game.
We just stick to our plan and try to play the same way full 60 minutes. And, we don't think about them. And, we have the system, we have the plan, and we stick to it.
What Montreal needs, as Carly Fleischer writes in on YouTube, Montreal needs Cole Caulfield to get going. He carried them in the Vegas series. They certainly will need him to score and be a factor in Game 2. Look, as bad as Game 1 might be for the Canadians, win Game 2, you did your job. Get the road split. So we'll see if they can bounce back tomorrow night. Trae Young, let's talk hoops now. Trae Young is questionable for Game 4 against the Hawks later. Trae Young is questionable for Game 4 against the Bucks later. The Hawks superstar is dealing with a bone bruise in his foot. This was his head coach yesterday, Nate McMillan, on Trae Young.
Today was a get what you need today. So for all of our guys, whatever you need, if that's rest, if that's treatment, if that's shooting, you get that and get your mind and body ready to go tomorrow. So whatever Trae needs, we want him to get that today.
Well,
do you expect him to be good to go tomorrow, judging his attitude and the way he competes?
We hope so.
Well, you better hope he plays. You're not winning without him. I think he plays tonight. The question's going to be how effective is he? If Trae Young is just a spot-up shooter, you're not winning. You need Trae Young to carry this team. We had Thomas Mott from Atlanta on radio there on the show in the first hour. He said it best. I asked him point blank, can they win if Trae Young does not end up being the Hawks' leading scorer? He said no. I think that's how it ultimately will play out.
It's going to be a walkover for the Bucks.
I hope
if he can't play.
I hope he plays and plays well. I really do.
I don't know how. That looked painful. But it's only a 2-1 series, right?
2-1.
So maybe if you see the game get out of hand, are you sitting him?
Yes. If he's not right.
Yeah.
Then yes.
Sit him, take the L, say, let's take our chances. Yeah, we're going down 3-1, going back to Milwaukee, but let's take our chances. We just saw the Clippers do it.
That is true. Clippers did just win a road Game 5. How about the College World Series real quick here? Vanderbilt used a 7-run first inning to win Game 1 of the CWS over Mississippi State last night. They're looking to repeat as champions. It's a best of 3, so Game 2 is tonight at 7 Eastern. And what was fascinating about this game is that Vanderbilt was down 1-0 early. Mississippi State, big home run up. Jack Leiter, who's probably going to be a top 4, top 5 pick in the MLB draft next month. And you're thinking, wow, Mississippi State's got some early momentum. And then I don't know the kid's name, but the guy from Mississippi State had nothing last night. He leaves the game in the first inning, already allowing 4 runs. Reliever comes in out of the pen, gives up a 3-run shot. Boom, 7 runs just like that. Game over. Jack Leiter ended up pitching, I believe, 6 innings. They could have saved him, though. They could have pulled him after 3 innings and then maybe had him available for a potential Game 3 if they needed him. They chose not to do that, though. Instead, Leiter goes 6 innings, throws 107 pitches. So his college career probably done. I don't think he'd be available for Game 3, but I guess you never know. The circumstances called for it. Well, yeah.
Yep. But no matter what, SEC fan, you're bringing home the trophy.
SEC. Vandy, baby. They stink at everything else.
Or Mississippi State.
But they're pretty good at baseball. Yeah, that's right. And I learned this last night. Mississippi State has never won a national championship at any sport.
Really?
In their history. Men's or women's. Nothing. Not even women's field hockey or men's volleyball. A random sport you wouldn't think of.
Tennis.
They have never won anything.
Yeah, they won't this year.
That wraps it up for Quick Hits right here on a Tuesday installment of the Jake Asman Show. Plenty still to dive into. We're coming right back to wrap up our show for a Tuesday. Then the middle is next here on our network on Sports Map Radio.